All right, today we're going to dive into this incredible story about where passion and purpose collide, told through the life of a hairstylist who found her ultimate calling not in a church, but right behind the salon chair. Wow, if I'm not going to go behind the pulpit, this chair is going to have to be my pulpit. I mean, that one single powerful sentence from Dr. Stella Spicer, it pretty much sums up her entire journey. A journey that brought together the worlds of professional cosmetology and deep, unwavering faith. Okay, let's get into it. So, you might be wondering, how does someone even get to a place like that? Well, Dr. Spicer's story really begins with these two paths running side by side from the very start, one in the church and the other in the salon. It really set the stage for everything that came next. And just look at this timeline. You can really see how she had a foot firmly planted in both worlds, right? I mean, she becomes a licensed cosmetologist back in 71, but then by 87, she has this huge spiritual reawakening. She was building up this incredible career and this deep faith at the exact same time, way before they would officially come together. I love this. The industry called me. I didn't pursue it. You know, that perspective is everything. This wasn't just a job she fell into or a career she chased after. Nope. For her, it felt like destiny was knocking on her door. So she's got the career, she's got the faith, but everything is about to come to a head. We're getting to this really critical point in her life where having it all on paper just wasn't cutting it anymore. And by the 1980s, I mean, she was at the absolute top of her game. We're talking educational director for the Wilfred Beauty Academy in Chicago. And this isn't some little school. We're talking over 800 students. By any measure, she had totally made it. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? Despite all that success, she talked about this deep, personal, spiritual void. You know that feeling, that nagging sense that there's got to be something more? That's exactly where she was. And that search for something more, well, it led her to this absolutely pivotal, life-altering moment in 1988, a vision that gave her the exact clarity she'd been looking for all along. And get this, the vision wasn't some hazy dream. It was like a step-by-step instruction manual from God. Step 1, he gives her the name. Step 2, he tells her exactly what to do. Combine the ministry and the career. Step 3, he even gives her the scripture to build it on. It was a literal blueprint for the rest of her life's work. So, okay, she has this crystal clear mission. Sounds great, right? But now comes the hard part. She had to build something from absolute scratch, something nobody had ever really done before. And believe me, it was not an easy road. You know, we have to remember how groundbreaking this was, this idea of a marketplace ministry, using your everyday job as your platform for faith. That just wasn't a thing people talked about 30 years ago. She was a true pioneer, figuring it all out on her own without a map. And the challenges she faced, man, they were huge. We're not talking about small bumps in the road. She felt totally alone, like the Lone Ranger, she said. It was a new idea, hard to explain to people, and then she quits her high-paying job. That led to real financial hardship. She literally had to build this thing from the ground up, one salon, one hair show at a time. 53. Just let that number sink in for a second. As of 2024, 53 years as a licensed cosmetologist. I mean, that's just incredible staying power. It really shows you her dedication, not just to her craft, but to her calling. And all that dedication, all that hard work, it all builds toward her legacy. And this is where we see this really fascinating shift in what success even meant to her anymore. You can see the change right here. In the beginning, she was fishing for clients, building her career, getting good with the scissors. But her legacy, it became about becoming a fisher of men. Her focus just totally shifted from her own success to teaching and empowering a whole new generation to merge their faith with their work. So, what can we take away from all this? Her journey gives us some real wisdom. When she says, don't be ashamed of your faith, well, she lived that, building her ministry out in the open at hair shows. Or, stand out, you aren't meant to fit in. That comes straight from her experience of feeling like the Lone Ranger. And being steadfast, that was her quitting that amazing job and sticking it out through the tough financial times. It's real, lived-in advice. Ultimately, Dr. Spicer's story is it's proof that a calling, a ministry, a pulpit, it can show up anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a traditional church. It can be right there in a salon chair. And that really leaves us with a big question to ask ourselves, doesn't it?